It was claimed as sold in 2 minutes. 2 minutes it sold. 2 minutes, that might be a new record. Another 2-minute sale, another 2-minute sale. It sold in only 2 minutes for $20. Good morning, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Reselling in Real Time. At least that's what I think I'm gonna call it until I maybe find a better name, but I don't know, that name's starting to kind of stick with me a little bit. If this is your first time ever seeing a video from me like this, I call it Reselling in Real Time because it's basically like a haul video 2.0. I wanna show you guys some of the things that I bought to resell on my Facebook page, but rather than just show you the things that I bought and tell you what I expect to sell things for, I'm gonna actually prove it. So this week I hit up my new favorite bin store. I'm also referring to it as my honey hole because I have found so many good things there at incredible prices that has been perfect for selling on my Facebook page. The items that I'm planning to sell today, I purchased for only $4 a piece. Now I do have to pay sales tax. I know it's one of those things, you know, a lot of the times if you have a reseller certificate, you can get out of paying sales tax when you buy things like truckloads or pallets. But if we're just talking about a normal bin store, usually they don't accept those, so I have to pay an extra about 10% in sales tax alone. So my cost of goods is roughly $4.40 for each item that I'm selling today. Quick recap for anybody that doesn't exactly know how I sell on a business Facebook page. I basically just do a series of posts on my page and people claim them as sold in the comment section, and then they pay me in 24 hours, and then they can either opt to have their item shipped or picked up. And that's about all there is to it. It's basically like putting items that I'm selling on a website as opposed to an actual selling platform. I just use a business Facebook page for selling my items now because it has the fastest turnover rate and the highest profitability, which I'm going to show you in this video today. So I'm going to start showing you all of the items that I have scheduled to go live today. I do schedule all of my posts in advance. That way I don't have to sit at my computer all day and have the listings created in real time. So I have 11 posts scheduled to go live today. So 11 different items that I have ready to sell. And one of those 11 items I actually have 4 of. So that means that I bought 4 of these items and I expect to, fingers crossed, sell all 4 of this same item. So that means that for today, my total cost of goods is roughly $61.60. $61.60 counts the 4 of the one item that I have plus the 10 other one-off listings. So the first item, I'm gonna have to show you the actual post because it's just in a white box. You can't see what it is. But I did scan the UPC that's on the box in order to get all of the product information for what's inside without actually having to open it up and drag everything out. It is a giant inflatable bowling set for indoor or outdoor use, but let's all face it, anyone who lets their kids bowl with these big inflatables indoors is probably out of their minds. But for outdoor, hey, I think it looks great. So I have it scheduled to go live for $12. Now again, my cost of goods for all of these items is the exact same. I try to shoot for at least triple my money. Some of these items might be double. I'm not exactly sure. I try to shoot for at least triple, especially if it's a $4 price point. So cost of goods on that is about $4.40. I'm probably not gonna say that after every individual thing. We'll talk about profits after I have sold everything and can fill you guys in on how much money they actually made me. So this is a set of 6 bamboo storage bins. Again, you can see that they are plastic, shrink wrapped, sealed. So I will show you what the post actually looks like so you could see what they are. Bamboo drawer organizers are always pretty pricey. This was almost $30 on Amazon. They are all different sizes, but they fit together in a nice looking little tray there. You could see how they do create kind of a rectangle when you put them all together in a drawer, or you can use them in different areas however you want. I have that set ready to go live for $13. This one was pretty tricky for me to try to figure out because I'm not exactly sure which one it is. And it's an inflatable, but check it out. It is a really cool hula hooping Santa Claus and penguin inflatable. It's an 8 foot tall inflatable, and inflatables are so super expensive. The only listing that I could find on Amazon for it was $125. $125. I do have this scheduled to go live on my page for only 30 bucks, so that is going to be a steal. I have it listed for that little because I think the Amazon listing that I was able to locate is not the correct one. It is definitely the same hula hooping Santa Claus and hula hooping penguin, but I think that it's taller than it is wide, like this Amazon listing shows. And I did put this in the listing that I can't find the actual Amazon post, unfortunately. The barcode wasn't scanning. All I have to go off of is the outline photo on the outside of the box. I did open up the box and kind of examine the inflatable material a little bit just to verify like the little bells that he's holding in his hand and stuff are identical, so I do know that it is in fact a hula hooping Santa Claus. I just suspect it's only one penguin instead of two. I couldn't find the listing for it. I don't think it exists anymore. But since it is out of season, I think that $30 is more than fair, especially if this inflatable could be worth $100 or more. But it is brand new in the box, and I did not want to pull it out and inflate it just to, you know, take a picture of it. So my buyers are probably going to have to trust in me a little bit, which I've had a lot of my buyers for multiple years at this point. A lot of my buyers do trust me, and they know that if they buy something and it's not exactly what they expected, they can always contact me to take care of it. But something like inflatables, I'm not gonna open that up and inflate it just to never be able to get it in the box again. That's just silly. Because you know that they never go back in the way they came out. It don't happen. Okay, so this is the item that I have multiples of. It's a really cool engineering track. So it's got the movable track where you can literally put the track together and then morph the track. You can move it and the car will just go in the track. It's not like a traditional strict track. It's movable, which is really, really cool. My son had something like this when he was little and he absolutely loved it. This is all construction vehicles and things. So these were about $30 a piece on Amazon. I do have 4 of them. They are all brand new in the box. I suspect that I will sell all 4 because my price is really, really good. So I have all 4 sets scheduled to go live for $13 a piece, which is over half of what the cost is on Amazon. I think this is probably the lowest value item that I have going live today, just because I thought that my customers would want it. I know that the profit wasn't gonna be that great on it, but even if I have an item that's not gonna give me a huge amount of profit, while I'm at the bin store, I'm like, I might as well go ahead and buy it because I think I probably could have got this the next day for $2. I'm not positive, but I think I could have. But was it going to be worth it to me to take that chance, leave it in the bins, come back tomorrow, and then possibly not even get it? And then I don't really have any other reason to be there. So I went ahead and paid $4 for it. This is a countertop wine rack. So here's the post for it. It's a countertop wine rack. I have it scheduled to go live for $10. It's really, really nice. It stacks 5 bottles very beautifully on your counter. So this is probably the lowest dollar item that I have scheduled to go live. It's only gonna bring me about $6 in profit if it sells at this price. But that's fine for me because it's gonna be about a week turnaround of all of these items. And that's kind of my mindset also. Even if I don't triple my money on some items, even if I have to end up selling it at a little bit less than I expected, as long as I get my money back, I'll be happy because it's such a quick turnaround. That's one of the things that I have been loving about selling on a business Facebook page as opposed to a platform like eBay where, you know, you traditionally list items and you wait for someone to find it and buy it. Facebook, I'm able to get the item one day, list it the next day, sell it within a week. It has been really, really good for cash flow. That's one of my favorite parts about selling on Facebook. This next item, I was really shocked to have gotten for only $4. I was in shock. This is a really nice double laundry hamper. So because it is new in the box and it's not assembled, let me show you the listing for it. I was so surprised I only paid $4 for that. I was just like, what is this doing here? I thought surely it was missing pieces or something, but it's not. This is probably gonna be the best profit of everything that I have today, but this is what it looks like. It has these black fabric bins and it has a really nice wooden tabletop. Isn't that nice? I think it was about $50 on Amazon, so I am asking only $20 for it on my page. Part of the reason why it is new in box, but I'm not going for closer to 50. Number one, I always tell you guys, I try to get, you know, at least 50% of Amazon's price, but I am going a little more like 60% off for that because as far as I can tell, all the pieces are there. But for all I know, there could be 1 or 2 screws missing. I'm not gonna put the entire thing together to find that out. I don't have that kind of time. Nor do I think someone wants to pick it up already assembled because then they'll have to figure out how to get it into their vehicle. It's just easier for someone to buy it not assembled, especially if I need to ship it somewhere. So if there's a couple of screws missing or something, like I can tell that the wood pieces are there, the frame is there, but if there's a couple of screws missing or something, someone might have to go get a couple of screws or do without. So I think that warrants a bigger discount. So this next item, I was also kind of surprised that I got for $4 because the bin store that I go to was still putting new stuff out on $4 day. So they start at $8 and then they drop down to $6 and then they drop down to $4. But much to my surprise, they actually brought out new tables while I was there. I'm talking new tables, like they wheel them out, they have them covered with their blanket, and then they do a siren and then they rip the blanket off.
You can gather around, gather around. New tables, new items. Is everyone ready? Louder than that, is everyone ready? One more, is everyone ready?
And I was surprised to see really nice items. Now, I wasn't about ready to go in there and throw elbows. I'm really not that kind of person, honestly. I joke about, you know, getting in there and getting the deals, but I don't like to deal with chaos like that. I just don't. I would rather take my time and dig and use my experience of digging in truckloads to find the gems versus fight people for the things that are obviously worth money that I may or may not be able to get my hands on. But this is a Cook with Color compact blender, and it's this really pretty, like white creamy speckle sparkle kind of color, and it is a return, so I did opt to have them open it and check it for me, and it is brand new in there, and I wasn't able to test it until I got home, so I was crossing my fingers and hoping that it worked, and it does. Because as I told you guys in the last reselling in real time video, the bin store that I go to now does not allow you to test items before you buy them. Yeah, you can open the boxes and look inside, but they do not provide any outlets. So I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, it looks new. The cord looks still professionally wrapped. I don't think this has been used. Crossed my fingers, got home, tested it, and it works. So that item I have scheduled to go live today. I think it was about $40 on Amazon. I have it scheduled to go live for $15. This was another one of those items people were overlooking because, I mean, if you look at this, you're kind of like, I don't know what it is. Is it a pillow? Is it a blanket? Is it a outdoor seat cushion? But if you look just close enough, you might be able to see, if you look right here in the middle, you might be able to see some hair. You see some hair? I see some hair. That's what I saw. I saw some hair. So I knew, believe it or not, without even scanning, there is a barcode right here for Amazon that I could scan. There is a barcode. Before even scanning the barcode, I knew this was a pet bed. I just knew it. I've seen enough of these to know. And I scanned the barcode and I was right. It's a 20-inch furry cat bed. Look at that. It's like a little furry beanbag chair for your kitty cat. So at first I thought that I wanted to keep it for Claudia. However, she's already spoiled rotten. You should see all of the toys and towers and cat beds that this kitty cat has. So I was like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and sell it, especially because it's worth almost $30. So I have it scheduled to go live for 13 bucks. This item was one of the first items that I saw when I got to the bin store. Everyone was overlooking it, but I know that stuff like this is is worth big money. This is actually still in the bag. I'm gonna go ahead and open it. This is a travel seat cushion. It's still brand new. You see, it's got the little card in there and everything. Here's the carry handle. It's not really a memory foam, but it is a cooling, look, it's literally one for each butt cheek. Look, check that out. Look at it. It looks like I'm holding a booty. It looks like I'm holding a booty and a pair of leggings. And then of course the handle snaps together and you have a to-go seat cushion, so you can keep it in your car, you can take it in and out of the office, and it's worth over $50 on Amazon, and I knew it was gonna be worth that too. So that means that I am going for well over 50% off of Amazon's price, and I'm only asking $17 for it. The reason why I'm not shooting for more like $25 is because it's not in the original packaging. You can see here, it does have an LPN sticker, so that means it's been returned. It still does not look used to me, obviously. It still looks brand new, but because it's not in original packaging, I always knock a little bit more money off. So I'm asking $17 for a butt cushion that's worth over $50. This next item I found right before I was ready to leave. I was getting ready to walk out the door when I noticed this box, and I'm so glad that I noticed it because the contents inside are beautiful. Is the light gonna do it justice? So it is a mosaic. Oh, look. It is a bird feeder. So it is a hollow flower. You put bird food in there and birds can land and eat. Oh my gosh, look how pretty. I wish I had more light down here so it would sparkle more. Imagine this hanging outside. Imagine hanging outside and the sun hitting it. So this was worth about $35, maybe closer to $40 on Amazon. I can't quite remember. It's freaking gorgeous. It was new in the box. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I have it scheduled to go live for only $13. Now, why am I only asking $13? Why am I not going higher? Because that's about 60% off of Amazon's price. I put a lot of outdoor stuff like this on my page. I do a lot of like solar lights, bird feeders, things like that. And I try to not go over the $13 price point just so that I can kind of keep expectations where, you know, they should be. Because while it is absolutely beautiful, I don't know if my customer base would pay much more than $15 or more for it. So I'm just using a number that I am comfortable with and I'm sure my customers would be comfortable with, which is $13. And then the last item that I have is always a fan favorite on my page. Now, the prices of these are always all over the place on Amazon, and you can't really tell exactly what it is. I think you could probably see it the best on here. It is a full star 4-in-1 vegetable chopper and spiralizer. So this one in particular was on Amazon for $30. There are some that are on Amazon for like $10 to $12, but they are cheap pieces of crap. Full Star brand is really, really good quality. The box is not in the best of shape. However, everything inside is brand new. I did pull the whole thing out. All of the pieces are still wrapped in the bubble wrap. Everything is still like nicely in the container, so that tells me that nobody pulled everything out, because this is one of those situations where when you start pulling out all the pieces, you gotta Tetris it back in, and most people can't do that, so it all ends up just like getting shoved in the box. So that tells me that all of these pieces are not used because everything is still perfectly Tetrised exactly where it should be. So I am asking $12 for this on the page. So if my math is mathin' today, if everything sells for my asking prices, means that I expect $207 in revenue for all of the items that I just showed you today. So after my cost of goods, that is a net profit estimate of about $145. So all of these items are scheduled to go live here shortly, and I will follow up with you and let you know what items sold and how much they sold for. So how it's going to work is all of my items go live at the first price point for 3 days, and then if they don't sell, I mark them down for another 3 days. So within 6 days, that's when I will update all of you guys on what they sold for and how much profit I actually made on all of these items. I'll see you guys in about a week. Hey party people! Let's find out how I did. Now, unfortunately, not everything sold within the first day like, you know, I usually expect. So I'm going to go over the items that sold within, you know, the first day or two, how fast they sold, and then I'll move into the items that did not sell or the items that I had to mark down in order to, you know, get them to sell. The first listing that went live this day was the construction little fun racetrack thing. So this, I did have 4 sets and all 4 did sell. I listed them all on my Facebook page for $13 a piece. So they went live at 10 o'clock that day. I sold the very first one at $12.58. So that means it took just under 3 hours for the first set to sell. Then the next claim came in at $1.57. So that was just shy of 4 hours of being listed. And then finally, the last 2 sold the next day at 7:28 in the morning. So that means that all 4 of the sets that I had successfully sold within about 20 hours of being listed on the page. The next item was that really cute inflatable hula hooping Santa Claus with the little penguin friend. Again, this was one that I was really struggling with how exactly to list because the image that was on the outside of the box was different than the Amazon listing that came up when I scanned the barcode. And that's always really difficult with this kind of stuff because I scan the barcode, it brings up a listing, but the listing looks different than what's photographed on the outside of the box. So it's like, which one is it? Is it the picture on the box? Is it the listing? You don't know. And I tend to think that it was the image on the box that was the actual image because a lot of the times you could scan a barcode and it comes up inaccurate. That's kind of why things get liquidated because the barcodes, you know, result in a return because what the item was supposed to be as indicated on the barcode is not exactly what customer receives, and so they end up returning it. So I don't always trust the barcodes, but I went ahead and I did the listing and I put it in the listing that it was new in the box. I didn't want to inflate it to, you know, see exactly which one it was. Was it 1 penguin or 2? I mean, really, that's what it came down to. Did the hula-ing Santa Claus have 1 penguin or 2 friends? You know, I don't know. So I just went ahead and listed it for $30 and it did get claimed. It went live at 12 o'clock that day and it was claimed as sold at 3:22. So that means that it sold for the $30 asking price in only 3 hours and 22 minutes. The next item that went live that day was the Kutek bamboo drawer organizers. I had listed it for $13. It went live at 1 o'clock that day and it was claimed at 1:54. So that means that this set of bamboo drawer organizers sold in only 54 minutes for the full $13 asking price. The next item is that really cute little 20-inch kitty bed. So I listed it for $13. It went live that day at 1:30 and it was claimed at 1:49. So that means that it sold in only 19 minutes for the $13 asking price. The next item was that really huge inflatable bowling set for indoor or outdoor play. I had posted it on my page for $12 and it went live at 2 o'clock that day. It sold at 2:31, so that means that it sold in only 31 minutes for the $12 asking price. The next item was that gorgeous bird feeder, that Sunny Days Indigo 9-inch round cracked glass design bird feeder. I did end up listing it for $13. It went live that day at 2:30 and it was claimed at 3:21, so that means that it sold in only 51 minutes for $13. The next item was that 4-in-1 full star vegetable chopper. I priced it at $12. It went live at 3 o'clock that day and it sold at 3:02. 3:02. So that means it was claimed as sold in 2 minutes. 2 minutes it sold. 2 minutes. That might be a new record. The next item was that little laundry basket hamper situation. It did sell for $20. I had listed it that day at 3:30. And again, another 2-minute sale. Another 2-minute sale. It sold in only 2 minutes. It was claimed at 3:32 for $20. My people are getting faster. My people are getting faster. I think from listening to a lot of my customers' feedback, my customers are noticing that a lot of people are starting to catch on to like when I list items, and so certain things are starting to sell a little bit faster. So I've had a lot of my customers tell me that they are checking the page at certain times now because they see the competition and they want to be the first to claim. So that's actually really good. That means that there's a lot more engagement going on my page, and a lot of my regular customers are feeling more compelled to constantly search the page so that they can be there to claim items even faster, which is good for me because the whole reason why I sell this kind of stuff on a Facebook page is the quick flip aspect, like the turn and burn, the quick flip. And so the faster I can turn stuff, the better for me, because that means that I can have better cash flow. That means that I can get the cash back to buy more stuff, to list more items on the page. So it's just basically good for everybody the more interaction I have on the page. The next item was that really nice travel gel comfort booty pillow. The booty pillow. The foldable seat cushion, I had priced it at $17. It went live that day at 4 o'clock and it sold at 7:27 in the morning the next day. So it sold in about 15, 16 hours or so for the full $17 asking price. And then the last item to go live was the compact personal blender. It did sell for $15. It went live at 5 o'clock that day and it sold at 5:26. So that means that the Cook with Color compact blender sold in only 26 minutes for the full $15 asking price. So now what didn't sell? What did I have to mark down? And also, all of these items that I just went over, they were all paid for within 24 hours, which is awesome because that is the goal. Sell them quick, get paid quick, turn and burn cash flow. So what did not sell? There was one item that did not sell, and unfortunately, it did not sell when I marked it down either. It was this countertop wine rack, and I had kind of a bad feeling about this. I had purchased it at the $4 price point knowing I was barely going to be able to double my money on it. I'm kind of like, well, I think somebody's gonna want this, but I'm not exactly sure. We're just gonna have to see. I listed it on that day for $10, which, you know, is a little over double my money, not too much. It's, you know, at $4, I'd like to get more than that. I try to shoot for triple with a $4 cost of goods. I listed it for 10 bucks. Nobody wanted it for $10. So that weekend I ended up dropping the price and I dropped it to $7 because I didn't want to drop it too drastically because I thought maybe later on I could try selling it again and get a little bit more for it. But it still didn't even sell for the $7 price. So I'm still holding it. I'll probably try to list it again on the page and maybe I'll start at 8. And then if it doesn't sell for 8, then I'll drop it to 4 or 5 just to kind of get my money back. But that one was a little disappointing. But you know, I tend to sell so many items so quickly. I have to remind myself not to be disappointed if I do have something that does not sell. I can always sell it later. I'll just try again, maybe closer to the holidays. I'm sure that this is something that someone would want to give as a gift. So I could see it selling closer to the holidays for sure. So that means that after everything sold, it brought in $197 in revenue. And if memory serves and my math is properly mathing, that means that I made a total profit off of everything this day of $130. So in one day, I turned a $67 investment into a $130 profit. I call that a win. And I still have something to sell later for the holiday season. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and videos like this, remember to hit the thumbs up button before you leave. I really appreciate it. And the YouTube algorithm really does require it of me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them down in the comments below. Don't forget to check my video description. I always put a lot of useful information in there, including the link to my Facebook page so that you could go check it out and see items listed and sold in real time. You could actually check in with it on a daily basis. I have also opened up my page to shipping. So if you happen to see something on my page that you might want to purchase, you can claim an item as sold and join in on the fun. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and ring that notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I post my next video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.